All right, it is week 3 of the Zero to Hero challenge. Last week, we got our account out of drawdown and then fell right back into drawdown to end the week. So let's see how we're gonna do this week, because I think it's gonna be a really interesting week. Let's see if we can finally get the account out of drawdown and finally into proper profits. So let's get started with day 9. Good morning, Tradeify Nation, and welcome to another London session stream. It's October 13th. I'm gonna try along here on NQ. So I'm in 1 mini on NQ with the stop below this wick, pretty much 1 point lower than the wick at 832. So entry was 845.50, stop at 32, and then we target a 2 to 1, which is $540 pretty much. Holy moly, that's exactly why I say wait for the pullbacks. But this was nice. Let's see if we can get the full TP. That was a nice reaction candle, not gonna lie. Can't come nicer than this. All right, 67 is reached. We're moving our stop to 60. Oh, it didn't fill us. So we're gonna move to 67 with our stop, and we're out. All right, nice. We just made $424 in this. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Money gun time. It is a face rip day. Very bullish day, based on the news. Let's see if we can get another entry on the Zero to Hero challenge account. So for me, there's not going to be a setup in this. Nothing I can trade. So day 9 is in the books. We banked today, made $424 on our Zero to Hero challenge account. Took one trade pretty much right after London session opened. What happened was, today we had the news catalyst of Donald Trump, who posted over the weekend that the whole China tariff thing was just a misunderstanding, and therefore I was super bullish for the day. So what I was waiting for after the London session opened was a pullback into an area of interest and then a strong reaction to it. In this case, this 3-minute candle, they made a nice strong push to the upside. Once it closed, I entered along and then took it for a 2 to 1 RR. Unfortunately, I didn't get filled on my TP, even though it hit the level. So I trailed my stop and got stopped out for, I think, 21 points. As you can see here, my entry was 24,845.50 and exit was 67. So it was a good start to the week, and I look forward to day 10. Good morning, Tradeify Nation, and welcome to another London session stream here on October 14th. All right, so I'm in gold longs with 3 micros, risking $279 to make $560. That's the plan. All right, so our stop loss, I'm gonna call this out really quick. Our entry was 4139.5. Stop loss is at 4130, and target is 4158.5. So close to hitting that TP1. All right, we just hit TP1. So we took 1 micro off and the other 2 are now break even. The next target that we have for our move to 1R is going to be 153.7. 153.7 is our 1.5 R point. Nice push up now. Very nice push on gold. All right, there we go. We tapped into our 1.5 R level. So now our stop is sitting at 1 R. Worst case, we're getting stopped out for 9.5 points actually. Next target is 1.75 R. All right, gold is struggling a bit at this level, but I mean, after this big candle here at 10-12, we need a little bit of a consolidation or a retracement before pushing higher. So still looking good. All right, and we're out. Full TP smacked. Nice gold trade for almost 20 points. Absolutely crazy. Let's go. Day 10 is in the books. We just locked in 19 points of profit on gold for a total of $468 on 3 micros. Why did I take this trade? Very simple. On gold, we had a major down move, right? We tapped into an important level before New York low. Basically, we established the Asia low. And what happened was on the hourly candle, we swept the previous hour's low, closed within the range, and then had a nice follow through push on the 3-minute chart. We got a nice change in state of delivery once we closed through this level at 4130. However, it was too risky to enter this trade right away. So what I did instead was I waited for a retracement back into this fair value gap. And once we got the nice reaction candle out of it, I entered the long, had my first target at 1 hour where I took off 1 micro and then rode the other 2 until full TP here at the 158.5 level. And now on to day 11. Good morning, Tradeify Nation, and welcome to another London session stream. It's October 15th and we are back for, I think this is day 11 of the Zero to Hero challenge. I'm gonna take it, guys. It looks too good. I'm still happy with it. Gonna take it. So entry is 865.50. Stop is 992.75. And then we go break even down here at 1-to-1. There you go. Just need to set this up everywhere. So break even point is once we reach this 1-to-1 at 24,870. At 1.5 is when we're going to move to 1-to-1 as usual. And then 2R is the full target at 32 points. Getting this nice push to the downside right now. Let's see if we can get the follow through. But this push is very naughty. I don't like that push. Yeah, this trade is not so fun. These are the trades I do not like. I like the setup, but I don't like how it moves. We don't need the pump. We need the dump. A dump it. No, this is gonna stop us out. And we're gone. All right, guys, that's it for today's Zero to Hero challenge account trade. Minus 16 points on this one. By the way, I'm gonna lock myself out of this account, so I can't trade this anymore. Lockout all day. Day 11 is in the books and I took 1L on NQ for minus 17 points. The reason why I took this trade was because we took out the previous Asia high here at the 24,920 level and also rejected these wicks here from yesterday's New York session. So I expected this to drop lower. We got a nice change in state of delivery once we closed here through this 3-minute level on 24,907. And then I waited for another change in state of delivery here, which we didn't get by 1 tick, but I still like the setup. So I entered the trade short at 24,885 and then had my target, the first target down here at 869 and then the second target down here at 851. Unfortunately, after being 9 points in profit, it reversed on us and stopped us out and just continued to rally. So on to day 12. Good morning, Tradeify Nation, and welcome to another London session stream here on October 16th. Excited for this one, as I usually am. Good morning, Bitcoin. Good morning, Leah. Good morning, Rick. Good morning, Lee. All right, gonna enter this again. Worst entry now. Thank you, guys. Not a Project X mistake. The stupid user mistake. So we had a little bit of a worse entry than we would have had. We would have had our entry 6 points higher, but that doesn't matter. Still happy with the trade. Our 1 hour target is right here at 69.75. 1.5 hour target is at 9.56. And then full target is 40, which is right above daily open, which I like. So this is 1 hour. We're going to move break even once we hit that. And then 1.5 hour, we're going to move to 1 hour. That's the plan. Who's in this trade with me? Let me know, guys. All right, NQ pushes up hard here. Don't like it. The stop loss is definitely more likely. You know, if we hit stop loss here, what pisses me off the most, I just realized that because accidentally I entered the ES trade first instead of NQ. I was on the wrong order panel here. Because of that, we had the worst entry. Abhishek, you say you could have skipped this loss if you wait for the 30-minute C3 confirmation. I'm never going to wait for 30-minute C3 confirmation. I never do that. And even if I would have, I would still have taken the loss. By the way, guys, so just so I don't do any stupid things on the Zero to Hero challenge account, I'm gonna lock it out right now. All right, so for a long play on NQ, what we would need is a retracement into an area of interest, either this change in state of delivery or the 50% equilibrium, which is at 25,014.50, and then we could take longs. All right, day 12 is in the books. Unfortunately, we took a 27-point loss today. Really unfortunate because I made a mistake. The setup was an absolute banger. It was very nice. We did get a sweep off the previous month high level, including a 30-minute candle sweep off the previous 30-minute candle. Nice move to the downside, 3-minute change in state of delivery. Once we closed through 25,013, entered the trade. However, on Project X, I had my order panel linked to the wrong asset, so I took a short on ES instead of NQ. Once I realized, I actually closed the ES short and opened an NQ short. However, by doing that, we got a worse entry, right? Now, our original entry would have been, when I first clicked short, would have been 25,003, and then the second entry that we then took was 24,996.50. So instead of being filled at 03, I got filled at 96.50, which is a 7-point worse entry. Now, you know, once we are at 1R, I move my stop to break even. And unfortunately, due to now having a bigger stop loss, my 1R target was lower. So my 1R target was 69.75. We never reached that. However, if my entry would have been up here, my 1R target would have already been hit at this level right here, 82.50, and I would have gotten stopped at break even. So very unfortunate situation. Yeah, but it happens. I made a mistake, and on to day 13. Welcome to another London session stream here, 17th of October, 2025. 2 micros on gold, risking $368. The idea would be to trade to all-time highs up here. Reason why I took it, obviously we got the big reaction candle here, right? Got the pump, made a higher low, add a change in state of delivery on the 3-minute, and we're setting the stop below this higher low. Likely gonna stop us out. This is still a protected swing low though, so let's see. All right, we got stopped out of this gold long. Unfortunately, we're down $364. Zero to Hero account is down $650 total. So what we're gonna do right now, we still have $750 drawdown, blowing it. Locking it out for the day. Took 1 valid loss, completely fine. Day 13 is in the books. With that, week 3 is done. Unfortunately, we took 1 loss today on the Zero to Hero challenge account for minus 18 points on gold, but only with 2 micros. The reason why I took this trade was we had a massive down candle here at 3:18 Eastern time, recovered from it, made a higher low, had a change in state of delivery, closing through this 4357.8 level. So we entered the trade after this 3-minute candle close. Trade immediately reversed. Unfortunately, bottom ticked us here, stopped us out, and it looks like it's gonna move higher now. So yeah, it would be unfortunate, it would be unlucky, but hey, that's how it is. And we're on to week 4. See you guys all next week. Here's the summary for the week. The Zero to Hero challenge account is currently at a balance of 49,346.50, as you can see here. And we have a maximum loss limit of $740. That's what's left. So technically 2 bad days could wipe us out, but 1 good day can get us right up to 2K in drawdown. So unfortunately, we're the second time in drawdown, but hey, that's how it goes sometimes, and we will be stronger. We'll be back stronger next week.